Hey everyone, it's Crystalline from Coco Laker Collective, and welcome to Becoming the Bridge. Super excited to have you. So for week one, it's all about connecting to the medicine of cacao, and I feel like the first step in doing that is how to create your own cacao elixirs. I know many of you are probably pretty familiar with cacao. You've probably made your own elixirs for a little while now, but maybe some of you are still new, or you're just curious how we create them here. So I just wanted to give a quick little tutorial on how to do it. So some things you'll need are 4 to 6 ounces of hot but not boiling water. So usually I'll let it come to a boil and then I'll just let it rest for a little bit. And some heated up vegan milk. So this is pepita or pumpkin seed milk, but you can use cashew, coconut, macadamia nut, or whatever other kind of nut you feel, or you can use fresh coconut milk as well. And honey, a little bit of honey, ideally local if you can. Obviously some cacao. I don't have our cacao here in Guatemala. This is Keith, our teacher's cacao. And then whatever tinctures you want to add. Come here, Naya, let me. Whatever tinctures you want to add, or spices. So I'm putting a heart opening tincture here, and I got some pumpkin pie spice, some cinnamon, and chili. Cinnamon and chili act as synergistics, which basically means they increase the potency of the cacao. And then this is Mayan black salt, so it's got a lot of minerals in there, and I like to put that on top. And if you've never seen cacao before it gets into your cup before, I just wanted to show you. These are the cacao beans before they're roasted. And basically, they're just fermented. So once they become roasted, the skins will start to come off, and then you grind them into a paste, and then that's how you end up with cacao drink. And really quick, the difference between cacao powder and cacao paste. I wanted to speak to that for a moment, because in my first 2 years of working with cacao, I was using cacao powder, thinking that's ceremonial. And unfortunately, cacao powder, it's basically the cacao bean, and it's processed so much at a very high temperature so that all of the just cacao butter becomes separated from the actual chocolate. And so all the cacao butter is removed from the bean, and essentially you just get like the cacao from there. And the cacao butter mixed with the cacao, it allows it to, with the nibs, it allows it to kind of, basically all the ceremonial benefits like theobromine and anandamide and all these different chemical compounds that make cacao so good for you are in the butter mixed with the cacao. So I highly recommend using cacao paste, not cacao powder. It's way less processed, it's way better for you, and cacao powder isn't ceremonial. So let's make some cacao. So I've already boiled the water, and I'm making for 2. And when you're first starting out, I like to just fill up the cup with water so I know how much I need, leaving a little bit of room on the bottom. And I'm making 2 cups, so I'm going to fill them about halfway because I have milk as well. And we've got the milk. I've already measured that out. And then I'm gonna do, so for dosage, it's a whole nother topic, but just to give you the trailer version, I like to do 1 spoon, 1 heaping teaspoon or tablespoon, like this, for a daily dose. And if you're doing more of a ceremonial experience, which is what I'm inviting you to do for the next 7 days, dieting with cacao and working with her on a deeper level for the next 7 days, I recommend doing 3 tablespoons, 3 to 5, depending on where your nervous system's at. I can't do more than 3 without like, woo, I'm blowing out of my seat. So I'm gonna do 3 for 2 of us, because we're just gonna do a daily dose today with a little extra. And I like to add, life is meant to be enjoyed. And so there's the hardcore cacao drinkers that are like, no honey, No sweetener, no milk, just cacao, like my teacher Keith, but life is sweet, so it's meant to be enjoyed. So I like to add 1 heaping spoon of honey for every cup of cacao. So mix it in there. This is the rest of our honey. Note to self, we need more honey. And then adding a little bit of tincture. I recommend using tinctures without alcohol if you can. Glycerin's a great alternative. Alcohol and cacao can be a bit dehydrating and a bit hard on your liver mixed together. And then this is pumpkin pie spice. I'm gonna add just a little dash. And I love cinnamon, so I'm gonna add a little bit more cinnamon. And chili, just depends, how spicy do you like life? I'm just gonna add just a little bit. And then we blend. And before you blend, I like to take a deep breath, set an intention. The blending creates a vortex, so it carries the energy that you're radiating from your heart. And so it's good to like just take a moment, ground. You can also blow tobacco onto your cacao, into the blender. Also, if you don't want to use a blender, there are these hand blenders. These are on Amazon, and I will post this link on the website. It's really nice, especially if you're traveling, and it charges with the USB. Or you can also just use like a mixer in a cup. I really like that that's the way they traditionally prepared cacao. Obviously, the Mayans didn't have Vitamixes back then, but now we have, the joy and privilege of having Vitamix, and I just really love the foam that it produces. And the foam, they say cacao is for the body, but the foam is for the soul. So I really like how much foam this creates. So you don't need to blend it for very long. And then it'll start to make all that foam, and the foam will start to turn rainbowy in a little bit here, all the oils from the cacao. And just pour and enjoy. We even have a little bit extra. Thank you for making some cacao with me today. And cheers to this journey together. Chew.